Good evening everybody and welcome back to F1 here on FTRL. It is day 2 of action from the Red Bull Ring and it is the turn of the Div 2 boys, and we have been greeted by some adverse weather conditions for qualifying then, as we are on board with Scuba Steve as he heads up towards turn 3 then of a lap of the Red Bull Ring. Now interestingly, despite it being wet and intermediates, the DRS is still active here, so changeable conditions. Are we going to see it drying out? See as we go on board there towards turn 4. Tricky downhill braking zone. Just about gets it stopped. I'll do the long turn 5 using the curbs to open the angle for turn 6. The curb on next, you can see we're just tiptoeing on a little bit there. Turn 7 and turn 8 was very problematic last night. We saw a lot of drivers in Div 1 spinning out in these couple of corners. The Div 2 boys going to get on tonight. And just 2 corners to go then for Scuba Steve through the penultimate right-hander using the curb into the final corner. Don't run too wide. Drive for the line and crosses the line and goes fastest of all. Of course, with him being the first one to set a lap time. And it's a 1 minute 12.7. Interesting, a lot of the drivers are on the soft tyre, so interestingly Scuba Steve's gone out on the intermediates. Pagani's coming around now behind him on the soft. Now let's see how his lap time compares. Scuba Steve fastest on a 1:12.7. Pagani is going to go faster on the soft tyre, so Daft Ship goes faster still just behind him, so the slick tyre does appear to be the way to go despite the track clearly being wet. So interesting conditions here. I imagine that will now encourage a lot of the drivers out onto track who are not with us already. Now, for FTRL watchers of an older disposition who have been around for a while, you may recognise this man. It is Nexus Iceman who is back with us in FTRL, replacing the enigma that is Catamese. We are replaced by one of the other OGs. Nexus Iceman is back in the Has alongside his fellow stablemate Nexus Cats, so the comedy duo are back with us. And it's great to have him back on track then. So he's out on the medium tyre, interestingly. And we did see a lot of strategies play out last night in Div 1. Now Div 1 of course was a dry qualifying, dry race. A number of drivers tried the alternate strategy and we were treated to some absolute fantastic battles up and down the field, including a titanic scrap between Dutch Tricks and IFR Lynx last night over what was P2 on the track. Neither of them though ended up taking the victory, as it was Funky Fox and the McLaren who took his second victory. And for the week, Bread's gone. Bread then has crashed out qualifying in between turns 5 and 6, interestingly. That's how he must have got on the curb, so despite the track being suitable for the slick tyres, those curbs are still out to get you. Brutus, interestingly, has now also gone out on the intermediate tyre. But I imagine seeing the lap times on the soft, on the slicks, I imagine Brutus and Scuba Steve will be in very quickly for soft tyres. Trucker, interestingly, out on the intermediates as well. He's on his out lap, so maybe he's just getting a banker lap in. Of course, quite a short lap here. Just 1 minute 11 is the current fastest time. You can see Aaron there just having a bit of a wobble. So let's see how he gets on. Let's go pick up, because Scuba Steve and Brutus are still on out lap. So Scuba Steve now 4/10 of a second up. What about Brutus? He's in sector 2. Let's see how he's getting on. Oh, Scuba Steve's gone. Oh, Scuba Steve has crashed out on the exit turn 3. Brutus is down in the middle sector then, so he's not improving, and Scuba Steve has just put himself into the wall by looking at the exit turn 3. Must have lost it on traction. So this track is in an interesting position at the minute. Interesting. Jonesy goes fastest of all by quite a mile. It's 2 seconds. Jonesy with a 1:09.1. Lowers the benchmark considerably. Puts himself onto provisional pole. Made his debut last week at Monaco. Had a great drive. The large part of the race was on course for a podium finish, and unfortunately some late wing damage saw him have to make a late pit stop, relegated into P6, but still there's the stricken tyre of Scuba Steve's Williams. And Jonesy made a very good account of himself last week. He's himself right in contention early on here in qualifying. On this tricky track now, the track seems to have dried up. Doesn't look like any rain falling anymore, so that will surely encourage the track to continue to dry. And I imagine those couple of drivers, Aaron has not set a lap on the intermediates, he's gone back into the pits. Good evening, Leonard. Miss you too. Miss you already. Of course, a few of us went down to Brands Hatch this week. That's Jonesy in the 106.8. So the track is definitely now suitable for dry tyres. Jonesy now currently 5 seconds ahead of the next fastest lap time. So interesting to see the next few lap times that are coming through. Nexus Cats is the only other one on a flying lap. So let's see how he goes. He's not yet set a competitive lap time. He heads up then towards turn 3. Does a purple sector 1. Of course, this being your first lap time, there's no comparisons yet. Jonesy then. The track is drying out. Lap times are starting to tumble rapidly as he comes down to turn 4. Brutus on his way out now. And he set his lap time on the intermediates. Evening, Carl. Evening, Oscar. Currently sat in the pits waiting for his moment to arrive. And this cat's then coming down to the puddles of the corner. Throws it in there. One more corner to go. Don't run too wide. Keeps it in the white lines. And now he drives for the line and goes fast as the ball. A 1.54 from Nexus Cat. So the lap time's tumbling. And the Hasman puts himself onto provisional pole. Oh, big twitch on the exit of 1. Just about saved it. Got on that curve. The back end started twitching. Barcelona lowers the lap time even further now. 1.50. And then Captain Chubbs goes faster still. A 1.47. Barcelona's time on the medium tyre. So we saw a number of drivers attempt the alternate strategy last night. He is another one going for it, but Chubbs on the soft tyre has gone faster of all. A 1.047 for him. What about Brutus then? Last week's winner in Monaco in dominant fashion. He lapped the field last week. I'm not expecting him to be quite so dominant this week. Let's see how he's getting on then as he comes down towards turn 4. He's on a soft tyre. Garni on an outlap now on the mediums. Brutus then turning into turn 6. Second sector checkpoint coming up. He is 5 seconds up on his current best, so putting that to a 1.07. Of course, I imagine he'll find some more time in the final sector. Of course, that win last week has brought him right back into title contention as well. As he comes out of the final corner, he might get a little bit of slipstream there from the Mercedes ahead of him. Brutus goes fastest of all, a 1.043 for the AlphaTauri man. Brutus then, following up last week's dominant victory, pops himself onto provisional pole then with just over 7 minutes of the session to go. And goes P3, a 1.048 for him. So the McLaren man who had a really good run last week, finished 3rd on the road. The removal of a penalty for his teammate though saw him drop to P4 in the final classifications. But still a very, very good drive from him last week in Monaco. And he is looking racy here so far. Finds himself on the provisional 2nd row of the grid. At the moment then, what about Orla Fieber now goes P5, so that time's tumbling down. Jonesy, who momentarily was 5 seconds up the road from the rest of the pack, finds himself down in P7 now. Jonesy about to start his next flying run. So the current championship standings list, of course, Div 1, the title was wrapped up last week in Monaco for the drivers. Lynx crowned the champion there, and last night he and his teammate Funky Fox wrapped up the constructors in dominant fashion as well, with a 1st and a 3rd. Div 2, however, is very much wide open. So current championship leader still Pagani. After P7 last week, he leads on 174 points. Second, though, is Daft Chip, now just 3 points behind him on 171. And Brutus, after that victory last time out, is 3rd on 166, and so 8 points cover the top 3 in the championship with 2 races to go. So could we see McLaren do a clean sweep? Well, they currently lead the Div 2 constructors as well. They're on a 288 points, 244 for the second place Aston Martin team of Pagani and Chubbs, who are coming into a bit of form late on. And they currently sit 3rd and 4th. Pagani now on a 104.5. Here comes Jonesy out the final corner. Can he improve? He does. He goes 3rd on 104.4 on the soft tyre. Jonesy back onto the second row of the grid. Pagani on his way in. Chubbs is facing the wrong way on the exit turn 1. Start of his flying lap then, so he will not improve on this lap. He'll have to go around and start again as Daft Chip goes fastest of all. McLaren man on to provisional pole position of 104.1 then from the McLaren man. All the title contenders in the top 4 at the moment. Daft Chip, of course, who had a breakout season. First 2 victories. Lennon goes P2 now on the mediums, the Williams man. Couple of wins this season already. Brutus, who has that just gone full? Bossman up to P4, then the Red Bull man going well. 104.4 for him, popped himself onto the second row in the sole Red Bull. Order shuffling all the time. Next is Katz, who was provisionally pole a little while ago. Now P11 is Barcelona, goes fastest of all on the soft tyre. 103.9 from the Red Bull. So I don't know, but for a second though I thought it was he was on his own, but of course Dylan not here this week. But Barcelona filling in. They're both Red Bulls on track, and Barcelona takes over at the pointy end of the grid. First man into the 103s. Lennon is grass tracking at the moment, so he's not going to improve on this lap. On his way back onto the track. First man on his way into the pits. Oscar on his first flying run. Wait for the sun to come out. The track now at a premium. On the medium tyres, who's going for the alternate strategy. Some corners to go. Through the right-hander. Into the, oh, he's invalidated his lap though. Right at the death. What would it have been for Oscar? It would have been a 104.7. That would have put him in P8. He would have split the Aston Martins. Now he's got to go again. He's only got half a battery, so Oscar invalidating that flying lap. He might have time to get round pit, get some fresh tyres and go again. Or he might try and do another lap. Oh, he's going to almost lose the back now out of turn 3. Just salvage it then, so I think that will make his mind up. I expect to see him in the pits. Validating this lap. And we wait then for the drivers to start their final runs on track. Here comes Aaron Trucker starting his probably final flying lap. He's on the medium tyres. So he wants to go for the alternate strategy. Into turn 1 we go. Doesn't invalidate his lap so far. Good start. Now it drags up the hill through turn 2. It's left-hand kink. Sector 1 checkpoint coming up. He is faster in sector 1. Down to turn 3. Nicely through there on the power. DRS popping open for the 3rd time. He drops down the hill now towards turn 4. DRS will drop shut. A little bit wide of the apex there. Railroads around the outside nicely. Through turn 5. And then into the first left-hander. For the first proper left-hander. Turn 6. He is 3/10 up in the middle sector as well. So tidy lap so far from Aaron. Going to jump him ahead of the 2 Aston Martins. Can he find any time in the final sector? 1 corner to go. Get nicely through there. DRS pops open, drives for the line, and goes into P8. Then lost a little bit of time there in the middle sector, or in the final sector rather. Splits the Aston Martins. The drivers heading on to the track for their final runs. Brutus and Pagani on their way. And Jonesy then currently sits P6. Coming out to the sector 2 checkpoint. Is he improving on this run? The answer is yes, he is. Nearly a 10th up. This could put him onto the second row. Can he find then any time in the final sector? Trouble that front row of the grid. 2 corners to go. There's one nicely. Nice angle there. Doesn't run too wide on exit. It's going to be a tidy lap. Does he improve? He does. He goes third. A 1:04.2. Jonesy onto the second row of the grid. Then Daft Chip on a flying lap. Faster in the first sector. Need to find a little bit more time. Oh, bit of a twitch there as he tries to get the power down on the exit of turn 3. There's Barcelona on track. Barcelona is ahead of him, so we'll pick up the Red Bull man, current provisional pole sitter. Into sector 2, he is faster in the middle sector by over 1/10 of a second. What about Daft Chip behind him? He's down in the middle sector. Daft Chip's lost a little bit of time. We saw that twitch. Is that going to cost him? Here come the checker flag is out. Barcelona looking to improve. He hasn't invalidated the final corner. Does he improve? He does. A 1:03.8 for Barcelona. What about Daft Chip? Does he find any time in the final sector? He does. He improves marginally to a 1:04.1. Jones is going again. Can he improve? No, not quite. Stays third. What about Lennon? He's faster through sector 1. Middle sector coming up. He is nearly a quarter of a second up. Could be challenging for the front row here. Williams man then. 2 corners to go. Car ahead of him giving a little bit of a slipstream perhaps. I think it's Brutus. He's currently setting P6. Brutus goes third. Lennon behind him goes fourth. 1:04.2. Here comes Oscar, goes 7th. The 1:04.3 on his only run. And there we have it then. Pole position goes to Barcelona. Daft Chip joining him on the front row of the grid. Qualifying done then. And it is Barcelona on pole position by 2.5 of a second over Daft Chip. Brutus, championship rival, sits P3. Lennon goes off of P4. Next is Katz is P5 with Jonesy alongside him on the third row P6. Oscar shares the fourth row with Nexus Iceman on his return, with Aaron Trucker and Bossman rounding out the top 10. Aaron on the medium tyre as well. Starting P11, championship leader Pagani, but gets himself a free tyre choice. Starting 11th with Matman P12, Chubbs is P13, Feber P14, and then the 2 Americans who retired in qualifying, Scuba Steve and Bread, are rounding off the grid on row 8. So, qualifying done. Now we get down to the business end. It's racing action. Good evening, Maximilian. This is your track. Why aren't you here? Why aren't you here? Well, the good news for the drivers is it looks like it is going to be a dry race, basking in glorious sunshine as we were last night. Hopefully we will see similar battles to the ones we saw last night. Some excellent trains going on. Some great action as well, wheel to wheel, up and down the field. Hopefully more of the same then as they get into the thick of this Div 2 title battle. 8 points cover the top 3 in the championship. Pagani, Daft Chip and Brutus. So, predictions please, those of you in the chat. Who's going to win this one? Who's going to join them on the podium? I am going to go for... This is a bit of a penalty track we saw last night. A few drivers racking up quite a few penalties, although a few drivers got there with none. So, I'm going to put my money on to... Daft Chip for the win. I'm going to get Brutus second, and I'm going to get Jonesy for third, with Nexus Iceman in the top 5. So top 5 wins return. My prediction then, Daft Chip, Brutus and Jonesy for your podium. Anybody else care to offer their thoughts, their predictions? Who do you think is going to come out on top then? So, let's drivers head off on their warm-up lap. Let's have a look at the tyre situation. Who's gone for what then? Of course, the top 10 we know on the tyres that they qualified on. Barcelona on pole position, starts on the soft tyre. Alongside the man second in the championship, second on the grid is Daft Chip. Also on the softs, third in the championship, third on the grid, it is Brutus Beer. Also starting on the soft tyre alongside Lennon. Watch out for him. Expect him to be quick also on the soft tyre. Next is Cat's good qualifying for him. Starts P5 in the Has. On the soft tyre, as is Jonesy alongside him on the third row in the Alfa Romeo. Oscar then that one shot qualifying pops him onto P7, starting on the soft tyre after that medium tyre run was ruined, and he lines up alongside the returning next Iceman, who starts P8 in the Has. Aaron Trucker starts P9, the only one in the top 10 on the medium tyre. So look to him to go long. Could this strategy come back to him later in the race? We shall see. And Bossman rounding out the top 10 for Red Bull. So the Red Bulls first start the top 10, and at the back of it as well starts on the soft. Everybody outside of the top 10 is on the alternate strategy, starting on those medium tyres, starting with Pagani in P11, the championship leader. But he's got fresh tyres on. Can he put them to good use? Mattman starts P12 in the Sol Mercedes tonight, and Captain Chubbs is behind him, lining up behind his teammate P13. Fieber starts P14 in the second of the Alfa Romeos, with Scuba Steve having crashed out in qualifying, starting P15. Only set a time on the intermediates, and Bread, who didn't even get a whole lap in, starts P16 in the second of the Alpha Tauris. That's your grid then. Everybody is back, formed up and waiting to go. We've got 4 and 5 red lights. The revs are up. And away we go. It's a good start from Daft Chip. He's got the jump on Boss, led on the run up to turn 1. Good start as well from Jonesy. Gets shuffled out of it then. Does everybody get around the first corner wide? Aaron Trucker a bit wide in the background. Boss then a quick back at Daft Chip, then as they run up towards turn 2. Oh, there's contact. Oh, into the wall. Boss later, it's out. Daft Chip damage, I think. Oh, on the run up to turn 2. Yellow flag's out. Oh, we're going to get a safety car or VSC. Possibly not. And Brutus inherits the lead from all of that. So drama for one of the championship contenders on the opening lap, but Brutus then comes through it, takes the lead of the race. Lennon second, Oscar up to third, Jonesy's fourth, Bossman up 5 places to P5 already. Aaron now P6, Pagani's into the top 10 in 7, next is Iceman's where he started, Chubb's up 4 as well. Daft Chip recovering down in P10. Did he get away with that in damage? Front 2 locking wheels on the run up through turn 2, and they spear off into the wall. On the background spinning is Batman. And round he goes on the exit of turn 9. Drops him to the back of the field. Next is Katz, has lost out horribly as well. He's down to 14th. So big drama on lap 1. But the one who is happiest of all is this man now. Brutus leading the race. Down towards turn 4, Brutus leads Lennon hot on his tail, and Oscar up to P3 then. Picked his way through the carnage. Bossman the big mover, he's up 5, as is Captain Chubbs. Pagani up 4. So the Aston Martins making their way through. Oh, what's happened there? Who's that going down? Oh, Bossman going down the order. Bossman's lost it at turn 7. The Red Bull man, oh, he's running in the P5. That's such a shame. Pagani's gone past. And look at Fever's picked up a penalty already. Yellow flags. Okay, oh, that's probably for the recovering Bossman. Daft Chip into the pits already. So the championship contender into the pits for a wing change. He did pick up damage. On go the medium tyres. He's going to be praying for a safety car to bring him back in then, as he watches his 2 championship rivals sitting 1st and 5th. A moment then, changes further back. Scuba Steve going past next is Iceman for P8 on the exit of 3. Bringing him down into P8. And the King that has down a position now. And Bread, who's up from the back of the grid. Going past Fever for P10. So Brutus leads half a second over Lennon and Oscar. Then the top three have pulled away from the rest of the field. Jonesy 2 seconds back from the top three. Oh, unlucky, mate. Unlucky. Not sure what happened there. Just seemed to get locked together. And Lord Lennon taking the fastest lap of the race. The man sat P2. He thinks about looking to turn 1. Starting to show his intentions to Brutus. Nexus Cats has now picked up a penalty as well. On to lap 3, the DRS is now active, and Lennon is using it to hone in on the back of Brutus. Brutus goes defensive, Lennon to the outside. Got another DRS zone coming up though, Oscar getting involved as well. Further back, Chubbs going past Aaron Trucker for P6. Bossman picking up a penalty further back. Here comes Lennon down the inside of Brutus into turn 4. Takes the lead away. The Williams man hits the front for the first time. Brutus trying to come back at him through 5. The door is slammed firmly in his face, and Lennon takes over the lead. Oscar keeping a watching brief behind them. He's your top 3. They are now nearly 3 seconds ahead of the rest of the pack. Oscar will be happy to just be pulled around. Let these two do the battling. And then this train, and Jones is a second, or just over a second ahead of Pagani, leading the Aston Martin charge. And P5 and P6. Lennon again setting the fastest lap of the race, a 1:06.8 now from Lennon. And we're going to see a change then on the run up to turn 3 again. Lennon in the lead, Brutus and Oscar both in the DRS. Brutus though seems happy to sit behind him here. He'll get the DRS again though on exit of 3 and try and make the move into 4, will he? Lennon's pulled out a handy little lead there. Scuba Steve and Chubbs battling over P6. Chubbs holding him off for now. Scuba Steve then making his way forward. And Trucker sitting on the back of these guys as well. Of course, he's now got a lot of medium tyre runners around him. So, ooh, Lennon with a penalty. Race leader picks up a 3-second penalty. Oh, spinning off, Scuba Steve. Another one going off at turn 7 and 8. That curve on the inside is just deadly. He claims another victim. We saw a number of drivers go off last night. He's claiming a couple of victims here already. Brett now picks up a penalty. Oh, Bossman spun again, the same place as well, turn 7. Lennon continues to lead. Next, Iceman now picks up a penalty as well, so the penalty's coming thick and fast. Lennon holding on to the lead for now. Brutus right with him, Oscar's right there as well. Lead over the rest of the pack now, 3.6 seconds then. Jonesy leading the second train. Bossman's had another spin on exit the penultimate corner now. I think his tyres are just a bit too hot. Needs to into the pits. He'll be needing a safety car to bring him back into contention. So Jonesy then P4 leading this train. He's got Pagani, Chubbs and Aaron Trucker in it. So 4 cars. You've got Bread leading the next charge with Iceman Fever behind him. The next is Cats recovering after being held up on lap 1. And then the drivers that have been in strife, Scuba Steve, Mapman, Daft Chip, Bossman on his way out of the pit lane. Race leaders then coming up to turn 1. Bossman will be hoping for a safety car right now because he's got the race leaders closing in on him. Further back, Pagani going past Jonesy on the run up towards turn 2. Aston Martin goes through, Aaron taking Chubbs, so one Aston Martin going forward, one Aston Martin going backwards, and Brutus retakes the lead of the race. Meanwhile, Lennon going to come back at him. Brutus defending the inside, Lennon to the outside, gives him a squeeze, but Lennon's got a railroad around the outside, got the momentum and takes the lead back. Jonesy also trying to get back at Pagani, but Pagani's holding the inside through 5. Move done, Pagani up to 4th. Good battles going on here. Oscar continues to keep a watching brief. Lennon trading the lead. Oscar just sitting behind them in 3rd. Playing a waiting game. Sensible strategy at this time of the race. Try and pull themselves away. Now because Jones and Pagani are battling further back. There's a spin. Who is it? It's Chubbs. The penultimate corner. I think he's in the pit lane entrance. He is. Whether or not he intended to be there, I don't know. in the pits now. So Pagani then. As he changed for the lead, Brutus to the outside, Lennon defending the inside. Brutus is going to try and cut back. Here comes Oscar, now buying into this. He decided to show his hand, just because Brutus ran a bit deep and covers the inside. Here comes Brutus with the DRS round the outside. Gets the move done into the braking zone, and that is the lead back for Brutus. And then slots in behind him. Brutus taking over the lead of the race again then. And still with him, Oscar now right on the back as well. Top three covered by less than a second on lap 8. We come. Brutus leads, Lennon second, Oscar third. There you top three. And they are clear by 3.4 seconds. Pagani having a good lap here. Trying to claw back some of that advantage. Are those soft tyres just starting to go away on the front three? Pagani leading his own little train here. Got Jonesy and Tucker, and Brett has caught this train as well now. So Brett having closed the gap against the 4-car train. Fever and Iceman behind them. And the Alfa Romeo's Oscar now picks up a penalty as well. Track limits. Iceman and Fever circulating together. Can they get onto this train a bit further up the road? And now starting to look a bit racy on the back of Jonesy. As they sweep through turn 5. I wish it was online, maybe a better racer. Yeah, unfortunately online lobbies tend to be a little bit hit and miss with the quality of drivers, but the good thing about league racing is generally the drivers behave themselves. Generally. Into the pits then comes Nexus Iceman, so he's first to blink. He's picking off of those soft tyres that he qualified on. That's Brutus and leading up towards turn 2. Turn 3, he's going to defend the inside, he does. Lennon to the outside. Going the way through there, Oscar coming in hot there. Gets alongside Lennon. And trying to get the traction off the corner, back into the DRS. Brutus still leads. Don't think Lennon's going to be close enough for a move this time. Oh, Oscar coming in hot there behind him. Just about gets it stopped. No damage is done then. Further, yellow flag further back. That should possibly. Some dramas. Going past Iceman further back for P12. Staffchip of course already pitted. Oh, spinning out is Jonesy. Oh, out of 4th place. Or out of 5th place, sorry. The Alfa Romeo catches that curb. And another spinner at turns 7 and 8. Pits, Brutus and Oscar are in. Lennon carries on for another lap, so he's going for the overcut. Brutus and Oscar looking to undercut him and drop him if they can. Tyres as it is medium tyres for Brutus, medium tyres for Oscar. Oh, yellow. Oh, retirement for Nexus Cats. And a safety car is called. Oh, this is going to hurt Brutus and Oscar. This has fallen absolutely beautifully for Lennon. Safety car has been called. So it's going to be a free pit stop for Lennon here. Jonesy having just spun out of P5. So unlucky. Caught that inside curve at turn 7. We've seen it claim a number of drivers already. Sorry, Barcelona, mate. I thought Zombie might be making it, but unfortunately didn't make it. Oh, and Lennon's got a drive-through penalty for speeding under the safety car just when I thought the race has come to him. He is oh, he's shot himself in the foot. Oh, Lennon, no. Well, he's going to pit now, get his pit stop for tyres out the way. Well, he's got a drive-through to do as the racing resumes. So unfortunate. Oh, and now Daft Chip's got one as well. Championship contender. Looked like he was going to get back into the race. He now too has got a drive-through penalty. So Pagani then takes over the lead of the race. course, he hasn't yet pitted. He leads from Aaron from Bread. Brutus then is the first one to have stopped. He's now P4. Lennon has got back out ahead of Oscar. Of course, he's got a drive-through penalty to serve. So the top three are as they were: Brutus, Lennon and Oscar. Fever and Scuba Steve have pitted for the soft tyre, interestingly. So it looks like they've got a two-stopper because they're not going to get to the end. I very much doubt they'll do 24 laps on a set of soft tyres. Oh, mate. How was the Delta? Well. No, unfortunately you cannot serve the drive-through under the safety car. You'll have to wait until we're racing again. Hopefully we don't have a position, or we don't have a repeat of what happened in Singapore with Dutch tricks and you can actually serve it. Yeah, do not go as the safety car ends. I think you have to do at least one lap before you can do it. So, such a shame. Lennon in that tense battle for the lead with Brutus and Oscar. Of course, now this doesn't really play into the strategy of Pagani, Aaron and Bread. They're looking to go long. Of course, when we started on the medium tyres, they need to use a different compound, and they probably don't want to be on the hards around here. So, Bossman's picked up a warning, a penalty under the safety cars. He's trying to catch the queue. That's a little error there. And this does bring those who have had dramas back into contention. So, Jonesy, Matman, Chubbs, Bossman, they've all had some dramas in the early part of this race and are back on the train. Penalties or drive-through penalties for Oscar and Daft Chip to serve. Onto racing again, so Daft Chip, having been handed that lifeline, has now had it taken away from him. Stephen, they're currently P2. Safety car in this lap then, so the field is all together. Oh, Lennon. That is why you need to check your Delta. Well, we've seen a number of drivers spinning off already, so anything can happen. So stick with it. It could come back to you yet. We're about to go racing then. So Pagani finding himself in the lead of the race. Championship leader. Of course, hasn't yet made his pit stop though, so he's going to want to be going a little bit deeper into this race, looking to switch to the soft tyres to finish off. He will decide when to pull the trigger, and he's gone early. Pagani's gone already. Got himself a nice jump. And we are racing again further back. Bread and Brutus, the AlphaTauri teammates. He knows Bread's going to let his teammate through. Of course, on different strategies. Feeder's now picked up a penalty as another penalty. Pagani leads, of course, no DRS active now for 2 laps. After a safety car. Pagani trying to make hay and get away. He's out with that 1 second gap already. Further back, Fever getting the move done on Scuba Steve. And going past Bread as well. Run down to turn 4. Further back, what's going on here? Oscar, Scuba Steve and Fever getting racy. Scuba Steve and Fever on fresh soft tyres, so they're going to be racy here. So Oscar's got to watch out because he's obviously trying to chase down Brutus. We've got a couple of cars in between him now. And Lennon's going to peel off shortly to serve his drive-through. Getting through turn 7 okay this time, looks like it. Everybody through nicely. Pagani carry on his way. Is Lennon in? He is not. No, he's carrying on. Brutus now looking to make a move on Aaron Trucker for P2. Down the inside of turn 1. And gets the move done nicely. Then back up to P2 already. Into the pits come Daft Chip to serve his drive-through. Now Lennon starting to look, making a move on Aaron on the run up the hill. He's down the inside into turn 3. Wheel to wheel on exit. Lennon should have better traction though on fresher tyres. Neck and neck. Lennon making it with the traction, gets the move done. And he is back up to P3. Oscar's been passed by Scuba Steve. Oh, tags the side of the Williams. Here comes Fever. He almost runs into the back of him. Oscar doesn't want to get too desperate here. He's in a strong position. Two guys on the soft. Oh, spinning off Bread. On the exit of turn 5. Oscar takes the opportunity to get the move done on Scuba Steve. Oh, it's spinning in the background. Is that Bossman? And then getting his pit stop done. So here comes his drive through. Pagani leads now, but Brutus is on his tail already. Here comes Brutus then. And Brutus doesn't need to make this move because Pagani has yet to pit. So he doesn't need to force the issue here. The man he was racing, Oscar, is back up to P4. But he's still fighting a rearguard action from that Williams, which is very racy on those fresh soft tyres. Into the pits. Further back to Fever and next is Iceman side by side. Fever getting the move done. In the traction. Iceman fights back around the outside though. Fever should have the traction and gets the move done. And here comes his teammate now to have attack at Iceman as well. So Iceman now defending and attacking from the Alfa Romeos. Oh, apparently Callum's just said that Chubbs has rear wing damage. So that spin earlier on. Maybe he's gone into the wall. It's going to stunt his charge. Alfa Romeo man. Aston Martin man. Making good progress in the early part of this race. But now he's finding himself with a damaged car. Damaged rear wing Lennon then. Setting a purple sector, fastest lap of the race from Daft Chip then. So the other driver who served his drive-through penalty now absolutely flying. Oh, then picks up a penalty on the exit turn 1. Flying too fast into turn 1. Brutus then has taken the lead of the race. And now he's going to try and pull away. Pagani going with him. Pagani still to stop, as is this man here further back. Oh, what's going on? Scuba Steve has spun on the exit turn 4. Oh, the Williams man that's so unlucky on those soft tyres. You're looking very racy. Unfortunately, it's gone a little bit wrong for him. He's on his way again. That gives Oscar some respite from the Williams at least. But now he's got the other soft chud car of Fever behind him. But he's too busy looking at the back of that McLaren. The cars swoop out of the final corner. Oscar getting a good run. Stephen with a penalty. By his teammate Lennon, now setting the fastest lap of the race. The Williams man on a charge. Here comes Oscar on Aaron with the DRS. Nice and easy overtake through 2 and gets the move done. He's back up to P3. Aaron, a little bit of a twitch there. Fever going deep as well behind him. Iceman still holding off Jonesy. Matman and Chubbs behind him. Bread now with the fastest lap of the race, a 1:06.0. He's now on fresh soft tyres as well. Evening KC. Shame you can't be with us. Looking like a very good race so far. Hope you enjoyed your birthday as well. I know your birthday the other day. So running order is Brutus leads. Man second, currently third in the championship. Leads on track. The man in second is the man leading the championship though. He's now going to try and extend this stint. Get to a place where he can switch over to the soft tyres and be very racy towards the end of the race. Oscar trying to chase down Pagani. He's now up to P3. He's made his pit stop. So he's going to the end further back. That's Jonesy on Iceman into turn 1. Iceman going to try and hold on around the outside though. Give each other room nicely. That's Matman's going to buy into this now as well. Oh, they're going to go 3 wide, are they? They are. Matman's trying to get in the middle. Jonesy gives him room. Matman through the middle. Right in the eye of a needle. Iceman's going to get shoved out here, is he? Oh, the old concertina on the exit, and here comes Chubbs. Jonesy comes out on top. Chubbs gets 2 places. Next is Iceman losing out. Now he's coming back at them as well. He's down the inside into 4. Thinks better of it. Chubbs around the outside of Jonesy. Oh, they've touched, and Jonesy spins. Oh, no, Iceman spins as well. Oh no, Jonesy there, I think there was side-by-side contact with Chubbs, just set him on a spin, and then Iceman loses it in sympathy on his own. And so after all of that, Chubbs is now up to P6, Matman P7. Lennon's now recovered to P8. while. Brutus now stretching away in the lead of the race. His lead is nearly 4 seconds. Pagani is still in second, but now has Oscar right on his tail. And you imagine it's now only a matter of time. Yellow flag sector 3. Into the pits comes Iceman, as Oscar gets the move done for P2 with the DRS. Fresher tyres as well. Retakes second place now. Yellow flag sector 3. Oh, it's Bread, I think. Spun at the penultimate corner. He's on his way again. So, top two then have made their pit stops. Pagani still on those tyres he started. When is he going to pull the trigger? Breakdown with a penalty there for track dams at the exit of turn 1. Feber now starting to close in on Pagani. Of course, he's probably going to stop again though on those soft tyres. Being very racy at this stage of the race. Into the pits comes Pagani. Pagani has pulled the trigger. In he comes. Now, is it the soft tyre? Can he get to the end? It's quite a long way, 15 laps, but we'll see. Tyres off, fresh tyres on. They are softs indeed. Pagani then on his way. Soft tyres. Safety car called. What's happened there? Boss man has crashed out, and again at the exit turn 8 then. So, well, here we are then. Brutus did not want to see that, because he had built up a very handy lead. Oscar will be licking his lips. Oh, Bread's picked up a drive-through penalty for speeding under the safety car. Now, has Pagani timed that well or not? Well, Aaron Trucker, that has fallen very nicely into his lap. He can make his pit stop now. And will not lose that, so he might benefit from this quite nicely. Pagani gone just a lap too early. What do the race leaders do? Brutus is in. He's coming for fresh tyres. What about Oscar? He is in as well. Oh, he's got him. Feber's in. Aaron's in. Chubbs is in. Mattman's in. Lennon's going to carry on. Lennon's going for track position. Is he going to snatch the lead? He is indeed. So Lennon retakes the lead of the race. He's decided not to pit. He's gone for track position. Daft Chip's coming round as well. So Daft Chip goes third because Brutus is out of the pit lane. Pagani, he's going to come out. Where is he going to look out with Oscar? He's going to come out in fourth. He's got ahead of Oscar just. So Pagani, that has worked out nicely for him, and he's jumped Oscar. Jonesy pitting as well. He's gone for the medium tyre, interestingly. This is Iceman. Both Red Bulls, unfortunately, are out. Bossman brought out the second safety car. Lennon said he needed a safety car to win this race. He's got it, and he's now at the pointy end of the grid again. Behind the safety car on lap 22 of 36. Good you'll be back next week, mate. Round off the season in style. This is Lennon doing it for Pagani. Well, so we have the top three in the championship sitting second, third and fourth on the road. Brutus is second, Daft Chip is third, Pagani is fourth. Championship contenders all together on track despite their dramas now. Daft Chip is on 10 lap old medium tyres. He's in the weakest position. Brutus is on fresh medium, so Brutus has gone for the medium tyre here. Pagani, Oscar, Fever, Aaron and Chubbs are all on the softs. Oh, Jonesy's retired. What's happened to Jonesy? Oh, is he crashed at the penultimate corner under the safety car? Oh, well, there goes my podium prediction out the window. So, drama. Jonesy's out under the safety car. What has happened there? Mattman in the pits. Was there contact between those two? Were they together? I'm not quite sure. Either way, Mattman onto a fresh set of soft tyres. There's some drama under the safety car. Ah, Bossman, unlucky, mate. Looked like a started really well, but that inside curve at turn 7 is proving particularly tricky. We saw a number of drivers go off last night, claiming a number of victims. You're in good company. if that's any consolation at all. So, the second safety car. Which is coming in this lap then. So we are about to resume racing on lap 24 of 36. There will be 13 laps to go. Lennon has taken over at the lead of the race again. So having served a drive-through penalty for speeding under the last safety car, put himself back into contention. However, he is on 10-lap old medium tyres. The man behind him, Brutus, third in the championship, second on the road, is on fresh medium tyres. Daft Chip, second in the championship, third on the road, 11-lap old medium tyres. Pagani, championship leader, fourth in the road, fresh soft tyres. This is shaping up to be a classic grandstand finish. And now, when does Lennon pull the trigger? Oh, Brez collided with next Iceman, meanwhile further back. And Lennon's gone out of the final corner. Away we go. Into turn one. Lennon leads. Oh, a bit of a slide there through turn one. Just about saves it. Are we going to get through? Okay. Oh no, Skewer Steve spun at the final corner. At the restart, as Lennon holding the lead. Brutus to the outside. These two resuming battle, but Brutus has now got much fresher tyres. Pagani now looking at Daft Chip. Brutus to the outside of Lennon. Lennon's going to squeeze him. Oh, sparks fly on the curbs. Brutus is going to keep his nose in there. They're side by side through 5. Lennon trying to hold on through the outside of 6, but Brutus gets the move done. Back into the lead of the race. Daft Chip now closing on Lennon. These two are on similar tyres in terms of how much wear they've got and how long they've been on them. And Pagani behind them, championship leader. He's got a championship to play for here. He's not going to do anything risky, but he's got a massive tyre advantage on those fresh softs. Got a great run at the final corner. Is he going to look for a move into 1 on Daft Chip? No, he's going to wait. No DRS yet, of course, after the safety car. Oh, Pagani has a bit of a move, but he's got really good traction out of 1 and gets the move done on Daft Chip. Oh, Daft Chip didn't see him coming. The sweep over to the far side of the track, so Pagani up to P3. Move done. Coming up behind Lennon now. How much of a fight is Lennon going to put further back? Aaron and Chubbs are side by side on exit of 3. Aaron retains P7. Yellow flag. It's Scuba Steve further back. He's into the pit lane then, so Pagani now all over the back of Lennon. And Oscar's all over the back of Daft Chip. Scuba Steve unfortunately has retired in the pit lane. That's the end of his race, and so Pagani on Lennon, Oscar on Daft Chip. Lennon and Daft Chip fighting with older tyres. Everybody around them very, very racy. Penalty further back to Fever. Brutus now has a 1.6 second lead. He's trying to pull away. And Lennon holding up Pagani. But Pagani now into the slipstream. Using those tyre advantage, gets the move done on Lennon through turn 2. What about Oscar and Daft Chip? He's down the inside into 3. Coming from a long way back, but gets the move done. Daft Chip sees him coming, lets him go. Good move there from Oscar. Further back, Chubbs getting the move done on now, and Trucker the side by side again on exit of 3. This time Chubbs gets the move done. Despite that rear wing damage. Next is Iceman and Matman going side by side as well. I'm trying to go around the outside. Right, this is Iceman escorts him to the edge of the track and holds on to P9. So Pagani, then what can he do about the race leader? Purple sector from Pagani in the middle part of the lap. He is now flying. Both of these drivers on fresh tyres, but Pagani's on the softs and Brutus is on the mediums. Oh, Daft Chip's had a bit of a moment there at the final corner. Fever looking racy. Pagani with the fastest lap of the race. He starts to close in. And Lennon has still got... Oh, and a penalty for Pagani. Now that definitely helps Brutus. Race leader, no penalties to his name. Through the middle sector of the lap, a 1.6 second lead over Pagani. He's holding that gap. Pagani dragging Lennon along with him. Lennon using him to hold off Oscar. Fever and Daft Chip are very, very close together. Look at Fever right under the rear wing of the McLaren. And while Oscar now looking really racy on the back of Lennon. Both of them have DRS, however. Brutus is actually pulling away from Pagani. Now he's nearly 2 seconds. In fact, he does go up there, so Brutus having a better run. Oscar on Lennon. Lennon covers the inside. Oscar's going for it though. Oh, contact. Oh, he collapses Pagani. Around he goes. Oh, Oscar just came in too hot. Spins at turn 3. Oh, such a shame for Oscar. It was a big move. And it drops him all the way down to P8. With 9 laps to go. Such a shame for Oscar as Fever gets the move done on Daft Chip further back, or further ahead now. So Fever up to 4th on the road. Brutus though has got his head down and is pulling away from the pack now. His lead nearly 3 seconds. Through the final corner he comes. Oscar picks up a penalty as well. Has he got any wing damage from that? Or was he just pushing to try and make up places after that error? Brutus well on his way. Pagani in second. Lennon now under attack from Fever. It's like GT Sport all over again. Chubbs also looking at Daft Chip in the background. Down the inside comes Captain Chubbs. Up the inside into turn 3. Move done for the Red Bull man. That's P5. Red Bull man, Aston Martin, I'm sorry. Daft Chip, they're coming back at him, but both of them have DRS. Chubbs then, despite that rear wing damage, making his way up the order, then into the top 5. Both the McLarens. Aaron now onto the back of his teammate. You feel that Aaron will probably sit and play rear gunner, although they're under no pressure from behind. That man a little bit of a gap back, battling with the other Div 2 admin Oscar. He's recovering after that moment. Makes us Iceman then at the back of the pack with Brutus now leading by 3.6 seconds. Lennon still close to Pagani. Chubbs with the fastest lap of the race, and so Chubbs is now flying. He's now on the back of this train. Fever looking at the back of Lennon. Lennon's close to Pagani. The McLaren's going at it as well further back. Aaron going to make the move. I guess done. So Aaron through. Now has Daft Chip let him go? A, because of the tyre advantage, and B, because he has a penalty. See if Aaron can get amongst the cars ahead. Fever close together again. Looking at the one, Pagani now seems to have just lost the edge of those tyres. And Lennon, despite being on 17 lap old mediums, really hanging with him in that DRS. Nice train going on here. The McLarens are in this as well, so we've got about 6 cars here in the line. Led by the Aston Martin. Oh, another penalty for Fever. Fortunately. On board now with Chubbs. I did not see what he did, Jones, don't worry. I saw the aftermath of it, but didn't see what happened. So that secret can go to the grave with you, don't worry. Through turn 1 we go again then. Pagani still holding on to P2. But he's now 4 seconds in arrear of the race leader. Lennon having to defend from Fever, is going round the outside into 3. Fever looking really racy here. Chubbs now trying to buy into this as well. Fever's had a really good launch off of 3 then, into the slipstream, DRS wide open. Is he going to go to the inside? Lennon's going to cover the line. No way through. Fever keeping him on his toes. And around turn 6 we go. Lennon still holding off all these soft shod cars. Chubb now starting to look racy on the back of Fever. And Matman and Oscar are starting to drag themselves onto the back of this train. So the 6-car train could soon be an 8-car train. Fever now, having fended off the advances of Chubbs for a moment, is now back attacking Lennon. And you feel he's just trying to hang on. Oh, Chubbs has now picked up a penalty. He was one of the few drivers in there who didn't have a penalty, but Aaron Trucker's now going to really benefit here. Of course, he could technically go to P2 here if he stays this close. Oh, what's happened there? Oh, Lennon made a move on Pagani, and now Fever's going to get a run on him on the outside here. And Fever's up to P3. Down the outside, Lennon's got the inside. Pagani being there in the way might just hold back Fever. He's round the outside of Lennon. He's got the better traction on the soft tyres. He's got the inside for 6, but Lennon gets the position back then. So great scrap in there. I think Pagani maybe went a little bit deep into 3. Lennon got alongside. Oh, Oscar's got another penalty now, unfortunately. So he's trying to get back on terms. Matman's caught the DRS train, so this is now an 8-car train. Now Aaron Trucker's starting to look racy on the back of Chubbs. You get a flag sector 3. Oh, it's Iceman. He's a little bit further back, so he's the one off the back of the train. He's spun coming through the penultimate corner. We had a half spin. This man is in trouble by everything going behind him now, leading by 4.5 seconds. This is where the action is, though. Garney still P2. Lennon looking up the inside. Fever right there as well. Look at the penalty situation. So 3 seconds for Pagani, 6 for Lennon, 12 for Fever. Unfortunately, Chubb is on 3. None for Aaron Trucker, 3 for Daft Chip, 3 for Matman, 12 for Oscar now, and 6 for Iceman. So Aaron Trucker is in a very strong position here. Missed out on that podium last week because of penalties. He might be making it up this week. Handsomely as well. Garney still hanging on to P2 now, but the lead is 4.7 seconds for Brutus, who was just driven away from the pack at this restart. Yellow flag further back. Oh, Matman's facing the wrong way. That's at the penultimate corner. Down to P9 again. Oh, penalty for the race leader. Not that it matters though. He's nearly 5 seconds to the good. Fever and Lennon is the battle to watch again though. Fever coming at Lennon again. Lennon's going to cover the inside. Fever to the outside. Lennon's gaining so much with Pagani. Pagani's struggling now. Lennon's almost making a move on him into 3, trying to defend from Fever, who's got a run again down the outside. Chubbs and Aaron not quite side by side. You can see that Lennon's boxing Fever in behind Pagani. And the interval section we go. Back then down to a 6-car train. Pagani still ahead of it. Fever still looking for a way past Lennon. Lennon's just positioning his car beautifully, using Pagani to box Fever out. Fever's had a really good run out the final corner again. DRS is active. Is he going to make a move into turn 1? No, he's going to sit in behind. Pagani had a better run this time. But again, DRS is active. Then to the inside early. Fever not close enough this time. And not close enough to make a move either. Fever trying to set it up on the exit of 3. He's had a good launch again. DRS open for both of them though. Again, Lennon covers the inside. Fever to the outside. He's got alongside this time. Can he hang on around the outside? No, Lennon's just going to score in wide. Oh, contact at the both off into the wall. And oh, Lennon's out. Oh, that's such a shame for both of them. That was a brilliant scrap going on. Oh, there was that wide dash chip getting the move done on. Arado had a bit of a wobble there. Oh, that's such a shame. Then on to the final lap we go. And Lennon is out. Fever, who's having a great battle there for P3. Such a shame then. Brutus on his way. Oh, Daft Chip, can he go after Chubbs? on the final lap. Take that place away. Aaron's going to jump both of them. If Daft Chip can get ahead of Chubbs, that's points for his title aspirations. It's all going to close up nicely. With just 2 corners to go then, it is going to be 2 in a row for Brutus Beer. Out of the final corner he comes, and getting the move done on his teammate further back. Brutus wins the Austrian Grand Prix. Bagani's going to come home P2, and they're going to be very happy with that. On the track at least, Chubbs is going to come home P3. Aaron comes home P4, jumps. Oh, he doesn't get Pagani. Actually, what's happened to Daft Chip on the last lap? He's lost a place to Oscar. He's got it back there on penalties, but doesn't jump ahead of Chubbs as a result. Matman, Iceman and Fever cross the line as well, and that, ladies and gentlemen, is your Div 2 Grand Prix of Austria. It was exciting for sure. Captain Chubbs gets driver of the day. That's the Martin Mann. Great drive from him, but it's Brutus who picks up another victory to close that battle at the top. Takes points out of Pagani's lead, but Pagani minimises the damage with a P2, holding off Aaron Trucker then by just 0.2 of a second. And Aaron then gets that podium that he missed out on last week. And your final classifications are as follows. Brutus then with the victory, quite comfortably by nearly 7 seconds in the end from Pagani in P2. Aaron comes home P3 with no penalties to his name. Chubbs comes home P4. This is out on that podium with that penalty, but does take the point for fastest lap. Daft Chip salvages P5. What a day he had. Contact on the opening lap. Comes back to bag a top 5 finish. Matman ends up P6 after an eventful race for the Mercedes man. Oscar, what could have been for him, P7. Iceman comes home P8, and Feber, so unlucky with that collision at the end there, ends up P9. And the final finisher, the retirement's Lennon. We saw great scrap with Fever, comes to nothing. Scuba Steve, Bread, Jonesy, Bossman, Katz and Barcelona, who retired on the opening lap after that collision with Daft Chip. Put pay to any hopes of a strong result, unfortunately. Well, it was exciting once again from the Div 2 boys. They do like to put on a show, and that means we have got just one race left to go to wrap up the Div 2 title, and having clawed back 4 points, Brutus Beer now just 4 points off the lead of the title. Pagani ends up actually with a bigger lead than when he came in with. Surprisingly, he actually got a point further ahead than he came in, 3 points ahead of Daft Chip. He leaves Austria 4 points ahead of Brutus. Daft Chip still very much in the mixer, so it goes to the final race in China. Who's going to wrap up and become the season 17 Div 2 champion? Pagani, Daft Chip or Brutus? Do join us 8 o'clock next week and find out. McLaren then will have lost some points to Aston Martin, so the championship battle for the constructors ramps up a little bit. Aston Martin clawing a few points back, but a podium for Aaron and a P5 for Daft Chip means it's minimal gains, so those two still looking strong favourites to wrap up the constructors. We could see a McLaren clean sweep, of course, with everything in Div 1 already wrapped up then. So that is the end of the coverage for tonight and for F1 for another week. We move on to China for the final round Tuesday and Wednesday next week at 8 o'clock, but not the end of action on FTRL this week. Of course, we are back tomorrow with DT Sport. Please do join Switchback as he commentates on action from Mount Panorama, aka Bathurst. It is 2 races in the Group 4 Renault Megane and the 40-minute endurance race in the Group 3 cars over the mountain. So do join us for that. It's bound to be exciting once again, but yeah, recapping that one, started off dramatic, ended up with a comfortable victory, and we have got a very exciting title battle shaping up for next week. Some brilliant drives in there. Pagani coming from P11 to P2. I think he'll be very happy with that. So unlucky there. Some great battles again. Lennon and Feber. So unlucky that they ended up retiring late on. Well, Lennon retired late on, and obviously Feber ended up with damage. So it's a shame for those. It had been a great scrap once again. Yeah, so that's it of the coverage for tonight. Thank you very much for joining us and being in the stream. If you haven't already liked the stream, please do so before you go. That helps us out immensely. And please do come back tomorrow for GT Sport action with Switchback. But from me for this evening, thank you very much for tuning in, and we'll see you again real soon.